Now, meanwhile, in western Iraq, the United States is targeting top ISIS leaders, according to CENTCOM. In a social media post, CENTCOM issued a statement saying a joint US-Iraqi operation last month targeted ISIS leaders and served to disrupt and degrade ISIS's ability to plan, organize, and conduct attacks against Iraqi civilians. 4 leaders were killed in the operation, including the head of the terror group's operation inside the country. For more, I'm joined now by the former spokesperson for the Deputy Prime Minister of Iraq, the president and founder of Kurdish Protection Action Committee, Entifadh Qanbar. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
I want to first ask about the significance of an operation in Iraq like this, especially with the United States taking more action. What really does this signify right now?
Well, 2 lessons we must take from this incident. The top necessity for U.S. troops to stay in Iraq. In the joint operation, they were able to kill and eliminate ISIS. ISIS is still a grave danger for Iraq and the region and the world. We saw there was an attempt by ISIS in Vienna recently against a pop singer, American pop singer, and also in Iraq. So the U.S. troop must stay in Iraq. Unfortunately, Iranian proxies in Iraq, we, the normal people, the peace-loving people, see as an ISIS as in danger. Iran and their proxies see ISIS sometimes as an opportunity, and they want to continue to have some ISIS in Iraq so they legitimize their militia presence and expansion. The second thing, I think neither the United States nor Iraq, in reality, in closed rooms, wants to withdraw U.S. soldiers from Iraq. However, Iranian pressure in Iraq, making those militias and proxies voice out their rejection to American presence in Iraq, although it costs Iraq nothing. But I think I have been always saying the Kurds in Iraq are the vital and the natural ally of the West and the United States. And I think it would be best in the future, or maybe now, or whatever is necessary, to pull U.S. troops from Iraq to Kurdistan, Iraq, where their back will be protected by the Kurdish fighting Peshmerga, and they will be safe while they will continue to have their tactical advantage against ISIS and against any emergence of ISIS.
So you say U.S. troops should stay in the area, yet for a while now there had been reports and plans for U.S. troops to actually leave Iraq. And so if with an operation like this, how does that delay them retreating? And in your opinion, should there always be some sort of a presence of U.S. troops in the area?
Well, to be honest with you, my contacts in Iraq, which are quite a bit, telling me that all this talk by the Iraqi Foreign Ministry and the Iraqi government of U.S. withdrawal is a smoke screen. They just want to absorb the pressure from Iran and the Iran proxies. But even some Iranian proxy leaders are secretly saying U.S. troops must come. U.S. troops presence is not only important for ISIS. I may add to you they are important logistical support for U.S. troops in Syria. So if we lose U.S. troops in Iraq, we will lose any U.S. presence against ISIS in Syria. But that even will endanger Israel and the rest of the region. Moreover, the U.S. troops in Iraq provide a political clout to maintain some sort of a balance against Iranian hegemony and expansionism in Iraq and in the region. So we can see why Iran wants the U.S. troops out, so they can have a completely free hand to play whatever they want in Iraq. But I always, as I said, and I'm going to repeat that a zillion times, once the United States find it's impossible to negotiate with the Iraqi government, I think there is an option to pull these troops to Kurdistan, Iraq, and they will be and make an agreement and a deal with the Kurdish government to keep these troops. Yes, we need these troops. Their presence is important. Even when Iran attacked Israel with missiles from Western Iran, if you remember, the U.S. troops in Erbil were able to intercept several of these missiles and protected Israel from their base in Kurdistan, Iraq, or from Iraq. So it shows that this is a regional issue, not only an Iraqi issue, and it cannot be just, we cannot just ignore that and go with the Iranian will.
So what should we expect going forward, specifically from the United States? More of these types of operations going after the top ISIS leaders, or even something further?
I don't know if you heard, a week ago, 7 U.S. soldiers were injured while hunting ISIS leaders and commands and hideouts in the western part of Iraq in the desert. So as I said, there is best interest for everyone. We know that Hamas is another face of ISIS. So there's a continuation of terror between ISIS and Hamas and the Iranian proxy militias. And unfortunately, Iran see every terror as an opportunity. We see terror as a threat to our freedoms, as a threat to our lives, as a threat to our thriving economies. They see that as an opportunity, which is the extreme evil you can find. And I think we have to unite in one front to fight Hamas, to fight the Shia militias, to fight the Houthis, to fight ISIS, and clear this area from this grave danger.
I think that's a great message of unity going after the shared threat of terror in the area. Entifadh Qanbar, thank you for your insight into what's happening.